This rug right here, this is 160 years old. A lot of people, they don't realize that. Rug is not just rug. Rug is the only item in your house that increases in value. Good rug. In the auction in New York, I put him in there. It went for $56,000 to a designer that was working for on a celebrity. He sold it to them for $272,000. Rug is one of the most profitable business if you do it right. Show me one item in your home that you increase in value. There are two types of rugs they really increase in value. It's very unique. It could be anywhere from Uzbekistan. It could be from Russia. Doesn't matter. One, it's of a dye. 90% of the Persian rugs are vegetable dye. Number two, quality of the wool. Number three, size of the rug. Number four, age of the rug. Obviously, like I said, the country, the origin. If you do not wash your hair in 1 week, it gets very greasy. So you need to wash it again to get the hair grease. The rug is reverse. It's a dead wool. Every 4 or 5 years, we recommend you to wash your rug because it gets dry rot. And one small little hole damage with the moth can cost you $500 to repair it. One of the main reasons I got to Hydro One because for 30 years I did my soccer camps. And I watched the family bring in, these are overnight camps. We taking these kids to the cafeteria 3 times a day. Kids are not gonna go in there and eat something healthy. They got the cooked Pepsi machine, they got cookies, candies. The parents were coming with a 24 pack of Gatorade, Powerade, bag of cookie, bag of chips. I said, the American kids have a 0 chance not to become diabetic, pre-diabetic, obese, or some kind of a health issue. So when I was looking at that, I said, oh my God, we gotta do something. We created a Hydro One premium beverages. And the one that you just showed, that Rev D line, that's the only one in the world have a US patent.
How's the Hydro One go? You got into retail stores?
They can go to either Amazon or our website. If they go to our website, if they have any question, they have any issue with their health, they can call. We have a team of doctors and scientists. We'll let them know and which one is going to be the best for them. All our products, we use natural sugar. If the ones that have sugar, the one they don't have sugar, we use stevia. Our stevia is 97% pure. So every one of our drinks are designed for a reason. This is 160 years old.
Wow.
I don't sell that in my shop. This rug is 12 by 22 feet long. And again, a lot of people, they don't realize that rug is not just rug. Rug is the only item in your house that increases in value. Good rug.
Whoa.
Persian Saruk. That rug, obviously that one is the last one. I put one rug called Haj Jalili. That's the name of that company. The family's gone. But the rug was over 100 years old. 9 by 12. In the auction in New York, I put him in there. In a Christie auction, it went for $56,000.
Oh my gosh.
And guess what?
Yeah.
The guy who bought it, I'm not going to give his name. The guy who bought it was a rug dealer in New York and sold it to a designer that was working for on a celebrity. Some celebrity that, again, confidentiality, I can't give name. He sold it to them for $272,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir. Rug is one of the most profitable business if you do it right.
Wow.
Oh, show me your home. Show me one item in your home that you increase in value.
I guess not. Is it like custom couches that are kind of like hand done, like Persian, Albanian couches or something like that can be like kind of similar but increase in value?
Right. That's what I'm saying. 95% of the Persian rugs, they increase in value. Don't forget, we're not talking about nothing against Indian rug. I sell Indian rug, I sell Chinese, I sell Pakistan, you name it. But majority of rugs there are two types of rugs they really increase in value. One is very unique. It could be anywhere from Uzbekistan. It could be from Russia. Doesn't matter. If it's a unique rug, that's what people said. How you determine the price of the rug? One, it's of a dye. 90% of the Persian rugs are vegetable dye. Number two, quality of the wool. Number three, size of the rug. Number four, age of the rug. Obviously, like I said, the country, the origin. So there are number of and the condition of the rug. And unfortunately, we always educate people I said, guys, I want you to remember, if you do not wash your hair in 1 week, it gets very greasy. So you need to wash it again to get the right grease. Rug is reverse. It's a dead wool. Every 4 or 5 years, we recommend you to wash your rug because it gets dry rot. Wool gets dry, and especially in an area that you're not walking on it, it's under your bed, under the sofa, under the furniture. That's the best place for the moth to lay their eggs. And one small little hole damage on with the moth can cost you $500 to repair it. Yeah. So that's what we recommend people take care of your rugs. If you want to keep a value, rotate your rug. For two reasons, you want to rotate your rug. You put your rug right by the window, that sun is going to hit that part every day. So half of your rug is going to be discolored, and you're walking on that same area every day. So rotate your rug every year. So this way, the color changes, the pile changes the same way. That's what your rug is more value. You don't want to have a rug, one side has 1 inch pile, one side has nothing. That has no value.
That's crazy. So it's kind of like 'cause I know like more sun watches you and it increases in value, and like I always get in my love gold jewelry because it increases versus like you just get a piece of fake something that's just machine mode fake, you know well, it's not worth anything anymore. Like, who wants to buy a fake gold necklace? Which is the gold itself actually has a value, and so that's like how we kind of go about our jewelry watches and so either we're gonna sell it and we're gonna leave $20, or we'll make $20 when we sell it, or 100 or a couple thousand or something like that, depending on the thing. But I never thought about the rugs as far as furniture goes inside the house. I know with paintings, that's a big thing, and I'm a little bit about that because paintings, of course, some can increase in value as you have them, but I never thought about rugs. And how do you like going around? How do you know how old a rug is? Does it have like a date on it? Some of the really old ones, I'm sure don't. You just have has a name on it, or whoever created it, and you just know when that is made. Around.
Okay, say it again. I'm sorry.
I guess see what happened like this. Right? My question is, if I was like, in a thrift store or something like that, or at a house sale, and saw it selling, some old movie, salary like for rug, and I was just curious if it was worth more than we're selling it for. Is there a way to determine the value of a log that like I'm seeing out and about and deciding if I want to buy it or not?
Well, usually, to be fair, the rug is not going to increase in value overnight. Okay. So there are, unfortunately, a lot of people, they go, uh, for example, a lot of people, they don't have a knowledge about diamond, correct? I don't know much about diamond. Excuse me. That's what I trust my jeweler. If you bring me this one, he says, Sammy, I want you to buy this for $5,000. I said, it looks like it's well worth it, but can you come back and I'm going to talk to my jeweler. If he says it's worth it, I will buy it. But the same people, they don't know much about diamond. They go to these auctions. They go to this website or whatever, and they try to buy rugs. And they don't realize that as a rug dealer, I'm not going to put that 160 years old rug on an auction to sell it to you for $2,000. Unless there's something wrong with it, unless it's got so much moth damage that it's not worth the $200. And that's what frustrates me with some of the people. They say, oh, I went over there and bought the rug for $800. You do not believe John. I have some customer that there was a show. They brought the rug, and this customer of mine said, oh, I bought this Persian rug 9x12 or 10x13 for $800. I said, if that's a true Persian rug, I will pay you, I'll double the money that you pay right now. I go to their home. I looked at the rug. I said, this rug doesn't worth $80. He goes, what? I said, this rug has mildew all over it. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars to get that mildew out. If I'm not going to even take that chance to do it, if somebody can do it. I said, that rug doesn't work. So I had him turn the rug over, the back of it, because they're smart. You got to be very careful with a lot of rug dealers in our country that they can acid wash the rug. They can make a brand new rug look like an antique rug. They shave it, they acid wash it. You don't know anything about rug. They can sell that rug to you as a 100 years old rug.
Well,
So that's what I tell the people. Educate yourself. You take my rug. Believe it or not, I had a customer here locally, just moved here, and he was, I don't want to tell him my occupation, but a great rich guy. His wife came, and they came from Atlanta, and they came to the store, and they were looking for a large Persian Harris rug. So I took the rug to their home. I said, since your friend of mine who introduced me to me is another, who was a doctor, and I said, "This after your discount is $17,000." And his wife came on the side. Says, "My husband has a friend in Atlanta. They sell rugs." I said, "Do me a favor, either take the rug with you and take all the pictures and size. Don't tell them how much I'm asking for the rug. When you guys go to Atlanta next weekend, they were going to go to Atlanta. They went there on the weekend. She came back Monday to my office. He goes, Sammy, you can sell anything to my husband from now on. I said, what happened? Because we went to a rug dealer that we bought all our rugs for years and years. We showed him that rug. We told him that we were looking at that. We didn't give him a price. He goes, that rug, the cheapest one, I can sell it to you guys, $33,000. I offered them, and I was selling them for 17.
Wow.
So, I mean, to be fair, they're in Atlanta. You got to pay $15,000 more. So a lot of people that don't know that.
That's crazy.
Fine. Obviously, I can't sell rugs to everybody in the world, but if anybody that is watching this, if they have any rug, they can even send me a picture of the rug that they like. I can send them a identical. Obviously, if it's a Persian, I can sell them similar one because there's not two Persian rugs are identical because they're made, handmade, individual. It's not like companies that we make Indian rugs. We can make 100 Indian rugs look exact the same.
Yes.
But the Persian rugs are different.
How much is that 160-year-old one on the wall though? How much is that one worth?
In auction, that guy starting bid is 25,000.
Wow.
Go up to good 75 and up.
That's crazy.
We put him on those kind of auction. People from around the world they bet on it, not just US.
Wow.
Yeah, but those people they collect this thing. Remember that. There are some people they collect jewelry, some people they collect coin, but the people they collect Persian rugs, they're all over the world, and they own palaces.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. One of million.
That rug is like a 12 by 22, so it's a palace. You got to have a big house to put that guy in there.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's awesome. Um, that is cool. I'm very interested. I was like, the rug business. I know rugs are expensive, but I wonder thought. And I know like sometimes there's people can charge like a little time can charge $30,000 for a purse, and it's whether or not it's worth that. But that was interesting that there's rugs that are actually like hold the value. But again, it's a maintenance thing too. That it sucked to buy a $25,000 rug and it was $1,000 and maybe I know a month's pretty much worthless, right?
Well, John, here's a lot of some of the things people that don't know that. That rug I just showed you is all hand knotted. And I want to show you another rug that is not for sale. This is a prayer rug. It's all silk. It's very small. It's only 3x5. Okay. But if you look at the back of it, you see how tight the knots are? This rug took the same amount of time to weave that a 10x14 rug. That's a 3x5. That rug has over close to 800 knot per square inch. That's
Wow.
the size of the quarter. One size of the quarter is a square inch. And that one is not for sale. It has a gold thread in it. That little rug, if I was going to sell, is $13,000.
$14,000.
But I won't sell it. I'm going to give it. I told my children, whoever give me the most grandbaby gets that.
Exactly.
So the people don't realize that. That rug took over 1 year to make.
Wow.
1 year.
Wow.
So a lot of people, what frustrates me sometimes, they go in and buy a painting and they pay $20,000, $10,000 for a painting. Then they come, they're not educated about the rug. They say, oh my God, 10x14 rug, $4,000, $5,000. I said it took over a year, 14 months to make it. The guy who painted your painting, not even 1 week. But hold on, if you ever walk on that painting, you lose every penny of it. You walk on this rug with your children, and the rug you buy from me now, it goes to your grandchildren will have it.
Rugs keep the cream on being torn, right?
Exactly.
How long does a rug last? Can it last like years and years and years and years of thousands of years or?
The rug can last 400 or 500 years. There's nothing, the thinner, as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't realize that. The thinner it gets, the more expensive they become. We call it threadbare. So when the rug is losing all their hair, not the hair, the wools, that's when they become a lot more expensive. So if you have family members that have threadbare rugs without any damage and all that, make sure don't throw it away. Those are the most valuable pieces.
Wow, that's interesting. That's super cool. I want to talk about those restaurants. Tell me about the restaurants. When did you get involved in that?
Well, the restaurant, I love restaurant business because I love to cook. Like I said, I used to in Chicago on Crocker Street, right? Right before you get to the Cubs Stadium. I used to own a Persian restaurant called Kolbe, which is a name, is TP, and a Chinese restaurant Hoton Lo. So I had two restaurants right next to each other in the same. We used the same kitchen. I had a Chinese chef on one side, Persian on that side. But I love restaurant business, but it's one of the toughest business. If you do it again, even with the restaurant, you do it right, you for the rest of your life you will become successful because you can continue opening a franchise. If you do it right, restaurant business, but it is very tough business. Rug, I bring, millions of dollars worth of rugs sit here. I don't have to every day worry about one of them is going to go bad. It's going to get a spoil, you know. But restaurant every day, you got to make sure your customers are satisfied. The foods are fresh. You got the right amount of food. You got good recipe. And at the same time, like I said, make sure service is the most important. Mediocre food with a great service, everybody will come back.
Wow. How did you get started in the restaurant business? Is that you just opened two restaurants right off the bat?
Well, back home, because of our situation, I was always home with my mom and a family. So I always watched her cook. My grandma and mom, they always cook. So I was the only one, even my sister didn't cook. My brother never cooked. My uncles, all three of them, none of them cooked. I learned how to cook because I was watching my mom and my grandma. So I was always fascinated about cooking. And even right now, I cook every day. I bring to work for my staff. My wife loves Persian food. My kids, on Sunday, I cook at least 30 dishes. I have those freezer glass thing. I freeze it for my children. So when we go to their home, we take the food for them because they love Persian food. So you got to have a passion. The restaurant is not easy business to handle, but you got to love the business. And the other reason, obviously, I love to cook. I love Persian food or Chinese food. So I had to learn myself. So I was cooking every Chinese dishes in my restaurant, even though I had a Chinese cook. Every Persian dish I will cook, but I had cooks there. But I was always fascinated to do it myself too. I
Wow.
could do the rug, but you can't do that. Rug takes forever to weave one.
Oh my goodness. So, but tell me about like the actual, how do you actually start the business? Did you get a loan? You open up a first store? Did you buy like old restaurant that kind of went out of business? How did you actually start the company for the restaurant?
Restaurant business.
Yeah. How do you actually start the restaurant?
Well, I used to work in a restaurant. I was when I came to this country, I didn't know the language. So, I was working in a restaurant as a waiter, as a help. So it helped me tremendously to get to know the restaurant business here because cooking in your kitchen is not going to make you qualify to have your own restaurant. That's completely different business. It's just like the people that go get their business degree in business, they don't realize real world is different. Real world is completely different than a classroom. So, and again, since I was working in a kitchen, I was working in a restaurant, I served, I cooked, and I watched everything that the owner was doing. And in every business, just same thing when I watched these guys were selling rugs. I watched them and I learned from it, but I learned some of the stuff they were doing. I don't want to do that because they were pricing the rug. Their goal was just to sell that rug. They don't care if they see that customer ever again. I said, no, I'm opposite from you guys. I don't want to sell one rug to that customer. I want to sell 5 rugs to that customer. I want them to keep coming back because that customer is going to bring me another customer. Same thing with the food. I told everybody, give them a good service. They're going to bring friends next time. They're going to introduce us to somebody else. Since you can't advertise your restaurant in Chicago, it costs you arm and legs. So the best thing to do, advertise your quality, advertise your service when they come in. So that's why I learned about the business. And I always tell people, I said, when you learn to sell, doesn't matter what you sell. You can be a car salesman, computer salesman, rug salesman, restaurant. You can be, because you're a waitress or waiter, you're a salesman. In order for you to get a good tip, you got to sell your service to me. Don't bring me a glass of whatever water or drink, and I don't see you another 6 minutes. So again, everything goes back to service, quality what you sell, and stand behind what you sell. You become successful in any business.
I love that. Would you do the restaurant business again?
To be honest with you, my wife said to me, if I open a restaurant again, she will kill me. If she used to help me there. There is a lot, I'm telling you, John, there is a lot of work.
A lot of that.
Lot of work. And if you're not, here's the bad news. If you're not successful in a restaurant, you're going to go bankrupt because you're not selling, the product goes bad. You have two choices. Either sell it as bad as it is, then you will lose your business, or throw it away, regardless, you're going to lose business. So it's very tough business.
Tell me, what other businesses you do? You do the Wog, you're a pro athlete, you have the red stores, you did the wash traps. What else do you do? I know we're going to get to Hydro while I'm here.
Exactly. One of the main reasons I got to Hydro One, because for 30 years I did my soccer camps. And I watched the family bring in, these are overnight camps. So the family bring in their kids on Sunday, they register, which is already signed. Then they come back on Friday. If they're local, they're going to come back in the evening, watch the kids play. And remember that we taking these kids to the cafeteria 3 times a day. And you know what they were serving in our cafeteria, even as of right now. Kids are not going to go in there and eat something healthy. They got the cooked Pepsi machine, they got candies. And if you look at a salad bar, there's no line in there. But you look at a hamburger and pizza line, there are 50 of them lining up. So we knew that kids are going to be eating unhealthy. There's nothing we can help with that. And the parents come, this is before I have the Hydro One. The parents were coming with the 24-pack of Gatorade, Powerade, bag of cookie, bag of chips at night so they can have snacks. So when I look at it with my staff, I said, guys, this was almost 25 years ago. I said, American kids have a zero chance not to become diabetic, pre-diabetic, obese, or some kind of a health issue. I said, Coach, what are you talking about? I said, look at what they're eating. You're supposed to eat as an adult 35 grams of sugar. These children are drinking these sodas and eating on an average, if you look at one can of soda. By the way, let me ask you this question. The one package of sugar, remember we talked about last time? One package of sugar. When I go to give a lecture, I got invited to go to the factories, companies, and health food and South Carolina Health. Every year I'm their guest. I go over there talk for 300 business owners, including Boeing, all kind of hospitals and all. And I asked him, I said, what is one package of sugar weigh? And I asked him to give me a number between 1 to 50. Almost 80%, they said between 40 to 50. So if you look at any soda, when you get a chance, I want you to look at the soda. 16-ounce soda. I'm going to get you one right now. I'm going to show you one. I'll take this to a lot of my show. 16-ounce soda. This one is 20 ounce. Yeah, it's 20 ounce. I want to see if you can look. Can you see how many grams of sugar in there?
Oh man, it's a little too bright, guys. Yeah. So
81 grams of sugar. So when I ask people, when they say, oh, 40 gram, 30 gram, I said, look, if you say 30 gram, great. You're looking at 2.5 packages of sugar in there. Only 3 grams. So I want you to divide 81 by 3. What do you get?
30 something.
27. 27. So if you're drinking one of these a day, you're looking over 1,000 package a month. Now you wonder why America, we are the most obese nation in the world. And here's the bad news. If you open one of my drink and you drink a little bit of it and you forgot and you left it, oh, I have one hair in the back of your car. There you go. And leave about this much of it. Put it on the shelf. Go back next week. It's mildewed because it's all natural. and organic ingredients. 7 years ago, I opened this. I take it to the show. Nothing changed. That tells you how much chemical is in our beverages. See people that don't think that way. So when I was looking at that, I said, oh my God, we got to do something. So I got the best team of doctors and scientists, including Dr. Babon, who's internationally known immunologist and cancer research scientist. He goes around the world and give a lecture about the cancer, cannabis, and all type of cannabinoid. And I said, guys, at Dr. Field, I said, we need to do something, guys. If we really care about the people. So we get together, we created a Hydro One premium beverages. And our company, you can go to the website and look at it. We only make all natural and functional beverages. Not to brag about it, I played professionally, like I said, 51 years ago. And the team right now that I basically coach and play, my players are average 25 years old, and I'm still playing. I don't ever get cramp because our body sports is the only natural version of a Gatorade, Powerade, and Body Armor that has CoQ10 and D-ribose and electrolytes and helps you tremendously from getting cramp. And the one that you just showed, that Rev D line, you just showed that blueberry, pomegranate, pineapple, mango, that's the only one in the world have a US patent. Let me ask you, John, do you know how many diabetic and pre-diabetic we have in US right now? 1/3, almost 130 million, the largest in any country. No country in the world has that many. America does. We're not talking about obesity. We're number one in the world with obesity. Did I lose you?
Oh, I'm listening.
So then I said, okay, we need to do something. So we created a number of products to help people with whether it's a diabetes, pre-diabetes, weight management. We have people that take our challenge and we educate them how to do that. So that's why I got interested to create a Hydro One beverages.
I love that. And tell me about, so you guys started this, how's the Hydro One going? You got into retail stores, you guys are getting backed by.
Right. We have some retail stores. Obviously, people from around the country, they can go to either Amazon or our website. I don't know if you want me to give the website. It's on.
Well, get the website. Everything will be in the description, any links you want.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, there's many ways. And if they go to our website, if they have any question, they have any issue with their health, they can call. We have a team of doctors and scientists. We'll let them know and which one is going to be the best for them. And especially if you have an audience that they're interested, like I said, I take people's challenge. A lot of people, they want to take my challenge to lose weight in a natural way. By the way, John, a lot of people, unfortunately, in our country, they have no clue how strong of a sugar is the drinks that they say either sugar-free or they say zero sugar or no calories. Those are the one that you need to stay away from. Anything is said diet. They're either got sucralose or other ingredients that for aspartame. So if you Google either one of them is 200 times stronger than sugar. The other one is 600 times stronger than sugar. So if you, and this is all chemical. So you think you're drinking something without the sugar. How in the world it tastes so sweet then if there's no sugar in it? So that chemical is 100 times worse than a regular sugar. And that's why, again, all our products, we use natural sugar. If the ones that have sugar, the one they don't have sugar, we use stevia, not the typical stevia that you buy. Our stevia is 97% pure. That's why we have a patent. We use ingredients and magnesium to help people to lower their high blood pressure or other ingredients, plant sterols or alpha GPC to help them with the high cholesterol, and it's individual that they have a memory problem. So every one of our drinks are designed for a reason. They're not just the beverages so you can drink, which is great. You don't have to be a diabetic to drink or diabetic drink. No, it's safe for everybody.
For pro athletes, I do lots of surfing and jiu-jitsu and combat sports, and I drink this and it keeps me hydrated. Keeps me going, doesn't I don't get any cramps or anything like that. It makes me super energized, and I love it. It's way better than any kind of Gatorade or other hydration stuff that they had.
John, I apologize. I lost you. I see other breaking news and all that. Did you notice that?
Nope, but I was just doing a loop on what.
That's fine. I just want to let you know that I don't see you anymore. I'm just looking at the pictures, or they're showing all type of pictures. But anyway, I just want to make sure that.
You might have zoomed in on it or something. Sort of zoom out, because that's their CEO and everything.
Anyway, what was the last question you had? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it's all matter now. It's how good at hydrating and so as far as sports that I'll do as an athlete. That this is good stuff.
I really appreciate that. Be honest with you. When I go give a tasting, when I go give a lecture, the minute they taste the products, they really like it. And some of them they compare it with the other drinks. And I said, that's great. If you think these drinks taste just like the other one, here's the difference. The difference is we use a natural sugar. We don't use any artificial color. We don't use artificial flavor. And ours have a lot of benefit. It's got a science behind it. Majority of the people, they don't realize that a lot of these sodas in our country, you don't have to have it, being honestly, you don't have to be a genius to make them. It's a combination, a lot of sugar and other artificial flavor and sweetener. And you add it to that. You don't have to be a genius to do it. But in order to make a natural and functional products, you have to have the science behind it.
And that's awesome. Tell me, what is your goal with this? We want to get this in the hands of every diabetic person, every American needs to have some Hydro One. We got lots of different flavors, lots of different options. So depending on what your taste is, the will get. But ultimately, yeah, Samuel, what's your goal with all the beverage? What's your ultimate dream?
To get our country healthy. To be fair, John, look at our country. I care for your children. I care for my children, my grandchildren. Look at where we're going. And again, average person a day, a woman, they're talking about they should have 25 grams of sugar, and a man, 35 grams. We give our kids in the morning a cereal has more sugar that they need for an entire day. Then we send them to school. We give them apple juice, orange juice. Just look at the sugar in every one of them. Then we give them, let's say, pizza. That dough has a lot of sugar in it. You tell me one item that we're giving to our children, all the cookies, either they got salt or they got sugar. You show me one item. When I go give a lecture in the factories and they have their concession stand, or they got their cafeteria, or so I offer them $1,000 cash. I said, I want you guys to go to that your store, that you have all the machines, you got all the cookies, all the candies, everything. Bring me one item. It is healthy. I will give you $1,000. John, there's not even one item in these companies they're selling in their factory that is healthy. Not even one out of like a 500, like I said, cookies, candy, chips, you name it, drinks. There is not even one they can find that is healthy. So that's why, and I'm looking, I said, if you don't care for yourself, and I always tell the parents, I said, parents, as a parents, you bring banana home, apple home, fruits home, we're going to eat those. You bring donuts home, we're going to eat the donuts. So don't blame us why we're overweight, when we're not healthy, because you bring garbage and you expect us to eat all this chemical and to be disciplined. And look at the children with ADD. We got children with cancer. Look at the cancer center. In South Carolina, we have MUSC in Charleston. Almost every floor, they're selling Coke or Pepsi product at the cancer center. How you
The hospital feed is super unhealthy.
exactly? Look at what our hospital they're selling. They got section. They have McDonald's in there. They got fast food. Look at every city. If you go to a small city, when I came to Greenwood, South Carolina, 1977, we had 9 restaurants, John. 3 of them were family owned. So you could get some healthy food. Right now, we have over 168 restaurants, and 95% of them are fast foods. You're not going to find healthy. So how you expect our future generation to be healthy? And that's why I'm so passionate about offering people at least, because in Europe, European, American, you guys drink your calories. You're right. We drink our calories, where all the other nation, they eat their calories. But the funny part, My niece and nephews, they came from Germany. They were very young. We went to the Disney. This was many years ago. And my 7 years old nephew said, Uncle Sammy, I can tell by walking around and see all these thousands of people walking. I can tell which one is American, which one is our European. I said, how? He goes, Americans are walking with a turkey leg and a Cocoa Pepsi products, and European, we're walking around with the apple and the sunny water or some healthy water. This is 6, 7 years old.
He's not wrong.
I know it. He was 100% right.
He's not wrong.
Because we can tell that we don't have any European walking around with 300 pounds weight carry, but I mean, or they're American, and that's sad.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. Tell me about, so you got the Hydro One products. These are super awesome. Tell us about, you had a letter drink company. You're with one right now.
I appreciate it. Recently, we put the team up again, our team of doctors and scientists. We came up with the first drink that is not in the market yet, and we're not 100% sure the name is going to be called Cannabix. It's a Cannabix. It's a combination of probiotic and CBD. It has no THC in it. It is safe for anybody to drink, especially, we're talking about at least 18 years old. And it has tons of benefits. It helps you with your joint arthritis, helps you with pain. And like I said, it has tons of benefits that, and again, once these products come to the market, and right now, I don't know if you can see some of the benefits.
I can have the link to that in the description too if I want to check out your website currently.
I just want to make sure that product is not in the market. We just developed that, and it has a United States patent pending. So only beverages again. And also with the help of 28 doctors from around the world, we did a preclinical research, and it's proven that it's going to lower the A1C in individuals with diabetes and pre-diabetes.
That's awesome.
It's going to be unbelievable. It's our country, because we have so many people that are struggling and taking a lot of pain medicine. We take the largest number of appeal in any nation. Any nation. Average people after age 45 and up, they take 4 or 5 pills. That is sad. So we need to do something. That's why our team is constantly thinking about creating beverages that can help people. But at the same time, it is so hard to convince some of the people, because a lot of people, they don't realize that how inexpensive Coca-Cola Pepsi products are for them to make it. The ingredients they put in there are hardly cost them anything. That's why they can pay millions of dollars for these celebrities to promote it. And I hate that some of them, they don't even drink it because they know what's in it.
Right.
You give them the money, they don't care. So that's why our goal is educate your viewers, your listeners. They need to help us to get our children healthy, because they are the future of our country. And if we don't do that, who's going to do it? These beverage companies, these cookie and chips companies. I mean, just look at all the stuff that some of the drinks in our country that we're drinking here is banned in Europe. For example, GMO is banned in China and Russia, but everything made in the US is made with GMO, genetically modified.
Yeah. Tell me the strategy coming up with a new product like the Cannabix. How do you?
Cannabix, again, we're talking to a number of people that they are familiar with the CBD products. As a matter of fact, we're talking with a company in Florida. They because they want to sell these products in overseas, but since it comes in a glass, it's going to be heavy for transportation and costly and kind of dangerous because it can break. So we're working with them. As soon as they bring you in the market, we're going to negotiate with them right now to create either capsule or a powder. So all you have to do, just put them in your 16-ounce, healthy water, and just mix it and drink it, and you get all the benefits. So that's one way we're going to go. But again, my goal is to find some companies that they're interested into the healthy products like ours, to either sign a joint venture with them and raise some money, or partner with them, so we can get these products into the market as soon as possible.
That's awesome. That's super exciting. Why this science? How do you reveal from a business standpoint when you're coming up with a new product? Why do you do the CBD route? And how did you come up with those? How did you find people to get this connected? And it's a big deal to launch a new product, and there's a lot of research and development that goes into it. Tell me a little bit about that from the business standpoint and strategy.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, in order to be successful in any business, since I cannot compete directly with Coke or Pepsi or major company, they got millions and millions of dollars to basically waste, spend with these athletes or celebrities. I don't have that kind of money. So the reason we want to be, and I mentioned that earlier, you need to be unique. See, nobody has our Hydro One beverages. Nobody is going to have the CBD product. There are so many CBD products out there. You know, there are CBD stores. They started with like 8 different locations. Now they have over 500. And one of the things that a lot of people, they don't realize that there was a company in Germany where my lives, part of my family. They they become a billionaire in the first 2 years selling CBD products. They were selling CBD in a plastic, 2-ounce plastic, and about a in their third year, the government stopped them, and they said, "There's something wrong with your products because we tested your products." The government did. He said, "You're telling us there's 35 milligram of CBD in there. It's not." The guy said, "That's impossible. Look at my batching sheet." So both of them were right. The government was right. There was not enough CBD in there. The guy who owned the company was right. So guess what the problem was? Since they served this plastic, the plastic will absorb the CBD after a while. That's what a lot of people, they don't realize that when you're buying that CBD, whether it's on Amazon, on eBay, whatever your stores, if it's been sitting in the plastic, that plastic absorbs certain amount of that CBD. So you're not getting that 35 milligram or whatever milligram they're serving. So that's why we serve ours in a glass.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't know that. That's what we study all that. You see CBD by itself, there are 12 different type of CBD, CBK, CBA, so many CBD products. Every one of them has a different benefits. But Dr. Baban, who knows all these differences, so he knows what to do with it when he puts a CBD and probiotic together. From 5 benefits, it goes to 55 different benefits when you combine those two together. That's what is so important, to know what you're putting in your body and the amount. Here's, by the way, when these products come to the market, I can't wait to I mentioned that too. A lot of people, they don't know that. You don't drink this like you drink this. Step on this like you're drinking wine. You wanted to slowly drink it till you get your system. You can jog by sports drink right away. No problem. Because it goes through your system. But CBD is just like a wine. When was the last time somebody drink a glass of wine? Just jug it. You don't jug a bottle of wine. You might do it with a beer. It's different, but not with the wine, because you want to slowly get into your system so you can get 100% of the benefits. So if you drink in one of our CBD in the future, it should take you about 15, 20 minutes. Just sip on it.
Interesting. That's awesome. That's awesome. We've been having a great conversation here, and I know we've gone a little over time, so I want to respect your time. But I want to know, what do you want people to walk away from this podcast knowing about you?
Well, first of all, I want people to appreciate the people like you, what you're doing. You're inviting a people that dedicate their life, and they need to be loyal to you, because there's not many people like you guys doing stuff like that. Because everybody, the minute they want to talk to you, give me some money. And as soon as they ask you for money, almost 90% of them, they're not going to deliver what they say. Same thing with us. We want to educate our customers. If that's even main reason, right now, your audience can go to our website and order a mixed case of our drink. So if they don't like, I don't want them to buy a case. What if they don't like the taste? I don't want them to be, if you try, a whole mixed cases, this way you got 5 different options. Somebody in the family is going to like your tea, or somebody in the family might have a cholesterol problem. Somebody have a high blood pressure, somebody's a pre-diabetic, somebody's an athlete. So when they get a mixed case, they're going to try everything. And anything, like I said, even if they buy some other stuff from us, they don't like, they can return it. But we haven't had one experience yet. Somebody returned our products in almost 15 years. So again, we appreciate what you guys are doing. And we wanted people, and I'll definitely, as soon as I get this video, I'm going to share it with everybody that we know. And hopefully they will come and join your podcast and
I
support
appreciate it. I like that. I like
we
putting the
have to
work.
support each other. If we don't, that's what those other, you see, you and I don't have a millions of dollars to pay the celebrity to come and, promote your podcast. But the people like us and the people that are watching your show right now, those are the one, they're foundation of our country.
Well, I like, the celebrities and stuff on life. I feel like everybody knows enough about them, but it's the business use and who are, man, what an inspiring story you have coming from Iran, being a pro soccer athlete, all the different businesses you've done, and like what an inspiring story it is to hear from you. I think the celebrities they have plenty of, screen time and everybody kind of their story, and they're like, oh, like that's so lucky. But there's so many um, people like yourself that are like, wow, look at how successful this person became. This is their upbringing. This is their lifestyle and all the different things. And there's so many ways to make money, so many ways to be happy in life, so many ways to be successful in life. You don't have to be a movie actress or a big shot or anything like that. There's so many business opportunities, and so that's what I like with this podcast is bringing on all these different guests that have all their different knowledge and their own unique business model. And not every business is the same. I've never had the same conversation on this podcast where the person's like, had the exact same business story. A lot of it is kind of just like as it comes along, they just kind of taking the next. I'm sure growing up, you're never like, oh, I'm going to sell logs. I'm going to sell $15 million worth of logs when I grow up. Probably never thought, but obviously you had the opportunity. You're a businessman. You launched at her and boom, sold her $15 million worth of logs. It's crazy, so.
Well, here's it. I want to mention that, and there's one thing that I do. It just started this week. A few months ago, I showed a video of a children in some, underprivileged country that the child didn't have an arm, you know, and they were drinking, grabbing it with their mouth, drinking their drinks or their food, they're picking up with their feet. And my two twin grandbabies, I was showing the video right here on this desk. They were here playing. And the first thing they said, they almost were crying that, you know, Baba, why don't we have our own organization to do that? Feed people. 6 years old twins. After I stopped crying, immediately, that was 3 months ago, I started it. Immediately, I created a non-profit organization called Give from Heart. So I always have two prayers every morning. I ask God, never ever let any of my children and grandchildren go before me. My number two prayer is always put me on a giving side, not the receiving side. That's what I created this. So if you want to tell your audience, it's just started. They can go, and if you want, I can send you the URL, and so they can go to Give from Heart um, website, and however they want to. We have a barcode. They can use the barcode anywhere, no matter what country they live in. There, take it,
Love that.
any amount, and we've been in communication with some of those companies from India, China, Iran, United States, Africa. Obviously, we're going to start the whole thing in our own community in South Carolina. So, anybody is interested to know a little bit more about it, I would love to have a conversation with them. We have different level of the people that they can, from gold level, bronze, you know, they can partner with us or want to put their businesses in their different level. They would be on our website, advertise their company.
Wonderful. Yeah, and if you guys want to know more about the charity and want to give and want to know more about the mission Elson is doing with his charity, the link is going to be in the description. And get in contact with him and his team if you have a heart that you want to give from your heart to different people that are in need and is not as fortunate. Yeah, take a look at the charity.
And if they know a family that they're in, obviously we have to be close to us. If they have a family they know that they need help, we will work with their organization, make sure that family gets, whether We even have people already donated some, like a wheelchair. So if we know some individual that are handicapped, we could use that. But later we're going to do the same thing, just like other companies. But unfortunately, John, the reason I started this company, I Googled a lot of these non-profitable organization. You'd be surprised, John, how many of them their CEO gets over $1 million salary.
Well, that's why I don't even like giving. I mean, they have different opinions of it, but whenever you go to Publix and they're like, "Oh, you want to round up for charity," I mean, usually only 10% of the revenue that a charity brings in has to go to the cause, or the need or not. And a lot of them get abused, but there's also a lot of good charities out there. So I don't want to discourage people from charities. There's a lot of people that will get, don't put themselves or put themselves what's needed to at least live so they can manage the charity. But yeah, there are a lot of bad charities, but there's also a lot of good ones. So I think that's part of getting in contact with Sanya's team. If you're interested in giving and you have a heart for what he's doing, the biggest thing to do for any charity is having a conversation with the team, making sure that your money is giving, it's all about ROI. I think a lot of this podcast is business people and we're all about return on investment. And me as a Christian, that's part of like when I tired or when I'm doing it, there's a return on my investment in the kingdom or in anything I'll do, and making sure that $200 can go to feed 3 orphans in India for a month. $200 can feed a pastor in India for a whole entire month, and he's going to go plant churches and pray with people and save people's lives. Or $200 can go towards something like Goodwill. On the owner of Google has 3 giant mansions, and stuff like that. So it's just we'll turn on investment much and showy stuff. So that's my hot take on it.
I agree with you 100%. There are so many great charities. Yeah, but unfortunately, some of the ones are bad. They're distracting from other people because they don't trust those good charities, and that's bad. And on top of it, one of the reasons, because we Googled them, and I'm the only, not to brag about it, only founder and a CEO of the non-profitable organization that does not receive one penny. So every penny we raise is going to go to those children and their families, and other charities you just mentioned that they're good charity. We're going to donate some to them because I can't travel every day, go to Africa and help those organizations. And as a matter of fact, one of the church member group, that friend of mine just came back from El Salvador. Guess what a salary for one person a year is in El Salvador?
Much.
2,500. 1 year salary.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $208 a month. A lot of people don't realize that. When I left Iran, $1,000 was 7,500 tumor of Iranian money. Last month, from my personal, a month and a half ago, I got a call from family member that some distance neighbor, they had an accident. They got a handicapped child, and the guy fell off the roof, broke 6, 7. He's a young guy, 27 years old with his wife. Make a longer story short, through the bank, through the organization that we know, I sent $1,000 for them from my pocket. You know how much was they received after the bank collect their fees and all that?
Hmm.
83 million to month. That family can buy grocery for an entire year.
Wow. $1,000.
$1,000 in Iran right now.
Wow.
When I was there, 7,500. Now it's in millions, close to 100 million. That's where there's a war over there right now.
Inflation. Yeah.
You see, that's what I'm trying to help. Unfortunately, you and I cannot travel to all those, but I'm in communication with some of the leader of those organizations, whether it's in India, Africa, and other country. And so obviously we have our own organization that in locally we help. So again, it's very important because think about your own child. Just one night, go to sleep hungry. Just one night. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
There are millions of them going to sleep every night. They're lucky to get one meal a day. So please tell your audience that, one, as much as I want to advertise my other company, this is right now. And like I said, I will send you the URL. You have to put HTTPS, all that. And then it says givefromheartgroup.org. But I will send it
That's
to you
awesome.
if you want to share it.
Awesome. I'm gonna do the outro here. So don't hang up after I do it. But Sam, thank you so much for coming on, guys. This has been the $100 Million podcast. I think we got so much more than $100 million worth of golden information here and stuff. If you guys are interested in anything Sam's doing, any of his businesses, all the links are going to be in the description. Please take time to reach out to him and then talk to him. Guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like the video, share this with somebody that you think is going to find value in this content, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Thanks again, John. I appreciate it. You and your family have a blessed day.
Thank you.